They said it couldn't be done. They said it wouldn't last. White man, black man. America F1. America F1 coming to you straight from San Francisco, California. Sherman Tillman, Michael Lawler. America F1.
Microphone check, 1 2 1 2. All right. Welcome back to another great show of America F1. Today we're going to be reviewing the Dutch Grand Prix. We're not going to review it. We're going to preview. It's the, all right. So, anyways, we always ask that you like, subscribe, and comment. Send us money. On our show that we do for you, the fans. What do you think, Mike? Dutch Grand Prix, it's one of the shortest tracks of the year. Is it? Yeah. High degradation on the tires. It's right next to the ocean, so there's going to be lots of seashells in the... There's sand. It's built on sand. No. It's the aggregate for the asphalt will probably have seashells in it, like a few NASCAR tracks, and it just grinds the tires off. So it also, there's not much passing there. There's no place to pass. It's not. They only. I wish I was going to the Dutch Grand Prix. I wanted to go, but since Joel's on vacation for 6 weeks, I don't get to go. It's close to Amsterdam, right? It's right. It's 20 minutes. It would be such a great race to go to. And then the following week, you're going to Milan the next week. I am. I wanted to go to those two races, but next year. What a party that's going to be. The Dutch Grand Prix. Oh, God. The Max fans are going to be insane. Well, yeah, because I was looking. We would have had an Airbnb right in city center, like 10-minute walk to the train station. You're kidding. Everything was there. It was a beautiful 4-bedroom apartment. Well, what happened? I can't go. You might need a new job. I'm an idiot. I couldn't go. Anyways, next year we're gonna plan. We're gonna start planning Formula One trips for next year. Hopefully this thing is all the way plugged in. I'm gonna get. What are you talking about? I'm looking at something and I'm just trying to make sure. What's this? So, tell me, give me your 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's winning this race? I'm going to say Logan Sargent's going to win the race. Who? And I think in second place is going to be Magnussen. You are smoking some really good stuff lately. Third place is going to be Sebastian Vettel is going to make a return to Red Bull. Just for this race? Yeah, Checo is going to get sick, and they're going to need him. Checo is going to get sick? Well, okay, well... I'm not saying that would be awesome if Checo got sick. I'm saying that would be awesome if Sebastian Vettel came back. He's not coming back. I don't think he's even going to... He might race in the endurance, the World Endurance Championship. I don't know. He's not going to come back unless someone puts him in like the Ferrari or the Red Bull or the Mercedes. And there's no seats available. So, and Ferrari, the way they treated him, he's not going back to Ferrari. Well, who would? Yeah, that was horrible. I mean, to tell him in the middle of the season, we're not bringing you back next year is the dumbest thing ever. And why? To replace him with Carlos Sainz, who at the time didn't even have a podium. We're getting a little off track, and we're going to talk about that a little later on. But you asked me who's going to top 4 now. So I'm going to go with Max. I'm going to go Max, Hamilton. No, that Mercedes isn't going to be good at this track. Listen, this is my prediction. This is not yours. No, but the Mercedes ain't going to be good at this track. It's a twisty, turny, big track, and that car. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to go. There you go. I'm going to go Max. Alonso, Norris, Checo, Hamilton, Russell. There you go. All right, let's hear yours. Max. What else? That's it. That's it. Just Max? He's gonna win by what? 30 seconds? The last race, he beat his teammate by 20 seconds, and he was just putt-putting. When I mean he was putt-putting around, he was braking way too early, and if you saw it, he was missing his apex. Because he didn't every corner. He was still 20 seconds ahead of his teammate. So I predict I think the McLaren might be okay at this track. I think the Aston Martin is washed. I think ever since the new tire came in.
That's it for them?
That's it for them. They're done.
Oh, man. And will there be any surprises? Will the Williams know this is not a good track for Williams? What are there any surprises?
This isn't a good track for Williams because they're going to be good at Monza.
I mean,
but they weren't good at Spa for some reason. I was kind of
they weren't good at Spa because the stupid strategy of going soft, medium. They should have went soft, medium, soft. But whatever, we won't regress. So, do you think that since this is going to be all a sea of orange? I mean, there's going to be orange everywhere.
Duh, it's his home Grand. It's because if you go to the Austrian Grand Prix, which you went to,
I did.
They had that one stand in the middle of the track that's just orange.
And it was great.
And every time he comes by, they scream and yell, right?
I'll tell you, the Orange Army gets a bad rap. I had such a great time with the Orange Army in Austria. The nicest people. We partied. We had beer.
Strudel. You had strudel every meal.
My kids would come. You get strudel with breakfast. You get strudel with lunch. You get strudel with dinner.
It's awesome.
It's good.
It's good. And it was good everywhere, right?
Yeah, it was good wherever you went. I could get strudel. I knew it was going to be good.
Funny.
But they get a bad rap online because they're such Max. Like, Max is the greatest thing since
Max.
Since paper was invented, And so, is Max an all-time great?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he was always... I mean, dude, they put him in Formula 1 when he was 17. He didn't even do Formula 2 or 3 or nothing. He just straight to Formula 1. From
karting.
He did karting. I think he did one or two seasons of like Formula Ford, and then he did the Formula BMW or Formula Renault. Maybe he did Formula 3. Mm-hmm. But they put him right in the car. He was right up to speed. He does what rookies do. He chucked a few cars here and there.
More than a few.
But they put him in the Red Bull in 2016. In the first race, he wins. So I mean,
when I say all-time great, is he a top 10er? Is he top 15, top 20? Probably top 20 right now. I think he's somewhere around.
Well, he's got 3 championships so far. So
2 really.
Well, 3. He's had 3 since he started this season, dude. All I know is the Red Bull's DRS trick. I was reading one of the guy says the fact that no one has figured out what they're doing because they're doing something.
Yeah, no one's figured
it out yet. It's very strange. It's very strange.
Because usually everyone copies,
Fuck yeah, that's the whole point. It's like a copycat world. Because back in the day, remember it was always the backmarker teams that always came out with the new inventions,
right?
Because they could do that, because they could, and
most they got nothing to lose.
And the big teams would be super conservative with their designs. Mm-hmm. But Adrian Newey, man, I don't know what the guy draws with a pencil, and it's just it's just bizarre. It's just bizarre.
Meeting with McLaren, and Adrian Newey was there. It was like somebody's birthday.
Yeah,
and McLaren. Zach Brown sitting here and Adrian Newey sitting across from him, and Zach Brown gives him a McLaren hat and he puts it on. And
oh wow!
Yeah, they're just talking. He's just
because he did win 2 championships there. So
yeah,
he just didn't like He left because when he came up with that car in 2003 that never raced, he knew it was a horrible car. It was revolutionary. It was way ahead of its time, but it kept breaking, and everyone was scared to drive because they ended up like the brakes wouldn't work and all kinds of stuff. But he wanted to fix the car, and the way that McLaren was structured under Ron Dennis, it was very corporate. Mm-hmm. So they made things.
You like Ron Dennis, though.
Yeah, he likes Ron Dennis, but
you like Ron Dennis.
Oh no, Ron Dennis was like one of the best team managers ever, but he blew it at the end. Mm-hmm. But he made a decision not to let him fix the car. And it was like a group decision as opposed to Adrian was like, I want to fix the car. Oh. They wouldn't let him fix the car.
And then he's like,
and then they never raced the car. Then the next year he got to fix the car and make it work.
Okay.
So, but then he was like, he went to Red Bull, which is, it turned out to be that was.
So if Max you think he's an all-time great? I mean, I think he's.
We just watched it.
He's not a top 10 guy yet, in my opinion. I think he's like the 12, 13, 14, 15, around there, because I think you have to have a whole career.
Well, he's still what is he, 25?
He's really young, yeah, 25, 26.
Oh my God!
But I also think that you have to show that grit, that determination of coming from behind.
Oh, he does that. He did.
I'm talking about in a season.
Oh,
Be down by 60 points and come back like Vettel did in 2012.
No, he did last year. He was behind at the beginning of the season when Ferrari won all those races and they were
wasn't
breaking.
behind by like 60, 70 points.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Remember, he DNF'd in 2 of the first 3 races.
Yeah.
He was way behind.
But like at the halfway point, he wasn't behind. He was already ahead by the halfway
Was
point.
he ahead by
I'm talking about like Vettel did what, here we are at the summer break and Vettel was down. Here we are at the summer break in 2018 and Hamilton was down. Like down where you're like, oh man, this guy needs to string together like 3 or 4 wins in a row just to get back in it.
I think
that's what Hamilton did in 2021. People forget that he won the last 3-4 races just to get back in the fight in a row. So
and he did the same thing in 2016.
Yeah, so people forget that. That's what I'm talking about. That's a champion where you're coming back. Like right now, he's destroying everything.
Remember when he
remember the second show of the year? You were like, oh, he already won.
Yeah, I said the first race of the year, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. You're like, oh, this.
Never mind.
No one's ever gonna win
because they have yet to show you how fast that car goes.
I really believe
because they don't have to. That's the whole point.
They probably got another. Second
remember when Mercedes was dominating? They would be like maybe half a tenth ahead of everybody.
They kept the engine down.
And second, the third session, they would go out and put a new set of shoes on and be like a second, and it was just like, Jesus. They did it every race for years.
Give me your top 10 of all time, since we're talking as Max is probably.
See, I'm not a big fan of rating these drivers because they never raced against each other. You can't really rate, Fangio to Schumacher or Schumacher to Senna or Prost to Button or
But
it's like,
if you just give me your top 10, just give me.
Well, we know who all the champions were. Anybody who was a champion should be in the top 10.
Well, but there's more than 10 champions.
That's true.
So I'm gonna give you a tier. I'm gonna go tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and then I'm gonna just give you the last guy. In mine, I go tiers. I go Fangio, Schumacher, Hamilton, tier 1. Tier 2, I go Senna, Prost, and Hill. Tier 3, I go Lauda.
Lauda.
Vettel. And I'm going to go with Sir Jackie Stewart.
Oh, no, Jackie Stewart's one of the best.
And then I'm going to give you number 10 as Fernando Alonso.
Okay, remember.
Now, they're interchangeable. You out there in the audience can change them anywhere you like. I don't care. I'm not set on these.
Well, and you forgot to put Andretti in that.
No, but these are just my top 10.
Well, okay. Jackie Stewart only raced in 99 Grand Prix.
Yeah, but I think Andretti's right there. I think Mika Häkkinen's right there. Mm-hmm. I think, people wouldn't really say Jenson Button.
I would. Jenson Button was a great driver.
I say Jenson Button also is because he was so smooth.
He was so smooth. That's why he was so good. And it was like he was never on the team at the right time, except he was, he got the Brawn. That was like a lucky. I call that a lucky.
Yeah, that was a lucky season.
But then the 2012 season, him and Lewis should have won the championship.
One of those guys should have won.
But McLaren just made so many mistakes. They were Ferrari that year.
Yeah, they were.
They were. And then they would bring updates to the car that didn't work. And it took them a while to figure out these
10-second pit stops.
Oh, it was just like ridiculous. That's why Lewis left.
Yeah, that was reasonable.
And Mercedes came at Lewis and said, "Hey, look, we gonna pay. This is how much money we're investing in this team.
Yeah,
and this is how much money we gonna pay you.
Give me your top 10, Mike. Come on, because you're trying to avoid it. Come on.
Senna's number 1.
Senna's number 1. All right.
Schumacher, Hamilton, Vettel, Button, Jackie Stewart, Mara Andretti. I'll put Fangio on the list, but I don't.
He won 47% of his races.
I don't know how good he was because he was driving in a different era. They only raced like 8 races a year or something.
You can only compare him to the people that he raced against, and he destroyed the people he raced against.
And who else? Häkkinen's another good one.
Niki Lauda's not in your top 10?
I'm getting there.
Hill's not in your top 10?
Hill, I just
Prost
said Hill.
is not in your top 10?
I already said Prost.
No, I don't think you did.
Anyways, Prost was the smartest driver ever.
Give it to me again. Okay, we got Senna, Schumacher, Hamilton. Who comes after Hamilton? Vettel. That's 4. Mm-hmm. Who's 5?
Then I said Jackie Stewart.
He's number 5.
Mario Andretti. Because Mario Andretti you could put in anything.
In anything, yeah.
He's the only person.
My top 10 list online.
He's the only person I think to win
everything.
The Daytona 500, the Indy 500, and I don't know if he won the Monaco Grand Prix. He might have.
He probably won the endurance. I think he won.
He was always in.
But he won Le Mans too.
Probably, yeah. And he won the. I know he won the Sebring race. I know he won one of the Daytona 24s.
You could put Andretti in a truck and he's.
Yeah, he's only a few guys are like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Did I say Button?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about Hill and Prost?
Hill and Prost, of course.
Your last 2?
I said Hakkinen.
Okay. You're not going to get Niki Lauda in there?
And I want to put them, Niki Lauda and James Hunt, because they had the greatest championship ever. The two of them.
Well, next to Lewis and Max, because that went down to the last race.
No, that was...
Tied. Come on.
No, because that race...
Tied?
He won the championship because an official made a mistake.
But still, that season tied.
No, because remember...
To the last race.
The last race of the season with Hunt and Niki Lauda. Niki Lauda came in the pits and just quit.
That's because of the rain.
Because it was raining. And fucking James Hunt went out there and hung it out. Like
he did.
And that was in an era where if he made one little mistake, he would have died. He would have died. So
it's a little different.
I think that was the greatest championship ever. But the cars weren't as crazy as they are now. And these teams have fucking 1,200 people on them nowadays. It's like insane.
The top teams, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like, and then even the guppy teams, like the Haas team, they got 400 people. That's insane. I mean, Jesus Christ, what the hell are all these people doing?
Come here, reel it in.
What the hell are these people doing?
All right, so I'm going to put my glasses on for this one because I know it's going to get hot in here. So, Carlos Sainz, what's his name? Visu? He's in charge of Ferrari? How do you pronounce his name? Visu?
Visu?
How do you pronounce the guy in charge of Ferrari? It's Visu.
No, what the?
What?
Oh my God, what's his name? No, you said his name. Now I can't remember it. Anyways,
Visu. He's a team principal.
Yeah, whatever.
What is it?
I can't remember.
It is Visu. He says that Carlos Sainz is like he called him a benchmark, like for Leclerc, like meaning that Carlos Sainz is solid. If you're not up to speed with Carlos Sainz, we don't want you. If you're at Carlos Sainz, then we probably don't want you. You have to
there's a lot of rumors
than Carlos Sainz, and so they're saying that Leclerc. Obviously, they think Leclerc's better than Carlos Sainz, even though I think Carlos Sainz has beaten him at points this year. He lost last year, but the year before, I think he beat him also. People forget that Carlos Sainz beat
Vettel.
He beat Vettel. He also beat...
No, he never beat Vettel.
No, he beat Norris. He beat Norris.
Really?
Yeah, he beat Norris, heads up, and he beat, not Vettel, but he beat Max. He beat Max when they're at Toro Rosso together. He beat Max. Yep.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. So he had like 3 seasons in a row that were pretty impressive. And
well, he did get dropped by Renault, but I don't put too much. That team is so screwed right now. I can't even.
So, but he said that. I think people don't give Carlos Sainz enough respect.
I think he's all right. I don't think
he's a world championship driver. I don't think he's.
Well, he could be if his team actually gave him a car that worked.
But I think he's a good driver. I think
he's all right.
They don't give enough respect to him. I think he's smart. A lot of times when you're listening to the team radio, he's basically running the strategy for his side of the garage, and it's pretty sad. The guy's driving 200 miles an hour, and he has to worry about his strategy all the time. And
that's what Schumacher did. They said he was like a computer. He wanted to know everything.
Like, I'm not doing that. We'll do this the next lap. No, I don't think that's right. And I'm like, wow, he really is running everything. Just think of what he could do, or Ferrari could do.
Oh no, there's big time rumors he's going to the Audi team.
That's the rumor, yeah. That he's already
him and Bottas would be pretty good together over there.
I think they would be. I think they'd be a good, solid team. Those 2 drivers, unless they give it to one of the young F2 guys, which I don't think.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen with the Red Bull because there's a big time rumor running around that Checo's going to stay at Red Bull for 2024, but.
He should.
But what are they going to do with Ricciardo?
Let him find somewhere else to go. Maybe he'll take Williams. Maybe he'll take Sargent's spot.
Nah, Sargent's not going anywhere. I think he got better. We'll see. It's one of those things. It's his rookie season. He's very young. He never competed. I don't think did he do a GP2?
Yeah, he was G2.
Yeah.
He won a couple races in GP2.
But he didn't win the championship.
He didn't win the championship.
But I don't know. It's like when I was talking big lip about him, and then he just popped out a really good performance.
We'll see what he does. Well,
yeah.
We can't really see what he does tomorrow or this weekend, but you can see what he does the rest of the season.
And then there's another rumor that Albon's going to go to Ferrari. So
I'd like to see that.
I don't know if he's any good. I think that whole stint at Red Bull really.
But he's doing well this year, man. He's having a hell of a season.
Yeah, but he's beating somebody who's not a Formula One driver yet.
Yeah, but let's not even look at it against his teammate. Look at him against the rest of the field. I mean, he's putting the Williams in the top 10 a lot. He's getting to Q3 all the time. I mean, he's really overperforming in that car. And I think he's matured. I think he's ready for a Ferrari. I would love to see Lewis Hamilton actually leave and go to Ferrari.
He's not going to Ferrari.
I know he's not, but I think he should, and I'm going to give you the reasons why.
Well, see, this is the reason they keep saying that they offered him $40 million to go, but he's making $50 million at Mercedes. What the?
But I think the sticking point is he wants to be a team ambassador when he's done with his career.
Why?
Because that's what he wants. He wants to get paid when you can go to places and tell people to buy the car.
He's made generational money. He doesn't need money.
He wants something. I think he wants to be like the Niki Lauda. He wants to be in that.
Well, Niki Lauda was one of the guys who ran Mercedes. He was like Helmut Marko at Mercedes.
Well, I think that's what Lewis wants to do.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see it. There's a big rumor that Vettel's going to go to Red Bull at some sort of upper management position. So.
I'd like to see Vettel back in the car.
Yeah, Vettel not in the cars, but he's not going to come back unless he's in a championship.
I know, but right now he'd be doing better than half the field.
That's like, but that's why he left Aston Martin. It wasn't, I mean.
Just think of him and Fernando together.
Yeah, but what are they going to do with Stroll?
It's Stroll's time, bro.
He's not. They're not going to get rid of him. His daddy bought him a Formula One team.
Man. If they truly
Stroll, and he has the most job security in the history of Formula One. My daddy bought me a Formula One team.
Get rid of him, and they got to maybe buy another team and have a second team and put him on that. But if they really want to if they really want to challenge for the championship,
he ain't going nowhere. You're tripping.
I'm just saying. If they really are serious, if they really think they want to be in contention for a top 3 spot,
you tripping, homie. Straight up.
You gotta get rid of Stroll because Alonso finished third. Stroll finished 10th.
White courtesy phone. Paging new subject. White courtesy phone.
Alonso finished 5th. Stroll finished out of the points.
Anyways,
that's just how it is.
He's not going nowhere. Next. What's next?
They have these guys who went F2.
Yeah.
There's no spot for them in Formula One. So then they go back to F2.
They can't go back to, if they win the championship, they can't go back to F2.
So what do you do with these guys? It's sad. You got all
Formula
these guys.
E, whack.
You got Vespi,
Or they can go to
you
IndyCar.
got Sawa, you got Doohan, you got Crawford, you got Hauga, you got Pershu.
If you're a race car driver, you don't want to go to Formula One unless you can get into one of the 3 teams. Or you go to IndyCar. If you go to IndyCar, then you got a chance to win every week.
But it's sad that. Do you think that F2, the winner of F2, should be at least guaranteed a?
Oh shit! No, that's not.
I won't say guaranteed a spot, but guaranteed at least the third drivers.
Well, look at De Vries. He won the F2 championship, and then nobody gave him a ride, and there was a reason because he's not a Formula One driver. He lasted 10 races.
Where's he gonna go? You think?
Oh, he's gonna go back to Formula E and then the WEC, and that's he's a good driver, but he's not a Formula One driver.
But there's a lot of guys that I think have the potential, but you're never going to see it because they either don't have the money to bring to the table, or they're not a pure talent like Verstappen or Hamilton that people are like, okay, this guy's going to be great. We'll just back him. Like those days are gone. Really.
I mean, all the drivers, even the poor kids, have to have a sponsor. You can only use your your family's money up to a certain point, and then you have to have a sponsor because, I mean, sometimes what was it when Maldonado was in Formula One, and Maldonado was a Formula One driver.
He was the F2 champion, wasn't he?
I think so.
I think so.
But he was someone who could never. He never progressed. He got to a certain point. I mean, he was quick. He was quick as hell. But
crashing everywhere.
But he crashed everywhere. He brought $30 million a year to the table to the Williams team and to the Renault team from Venezuela because it was the oil money.
Yeah. Okay. And he even won.
A year. He brought that kind of money to a team that you couldn't. He was good, and the only reason he's not in Formula One anymore is because that money they didn't sponsor him anymore. So
that's what.
And goddamn, he had a hot fucking sister. Oh
Perez gets money, the oil money from Mexico.
No, Telemex. It's the
phone company.
No, it's a phone company, but the guy who owns that, he also owns the news station in Mexico, Telemundo, whatever.
Because I think, but does he doesn't come from money, Perez? Does he?
I don't think so. I don't think he's poor though.
He's not poor. Like no one's coming from like Lewis Hamilton. My dad
no, that's probably not going to happen again. Because okay, well it could cost $10,000 a year to run a regular kart race championship, but that's like not going to get you anywhere. Right. You got to go to the next level. Then you got to go to Europe. Once you get to Europe, it's like $150,000 and up every year, and it gets progressively more expensive. So by the time you get to Formula 2, I think those seasons are like $2 or $3 million a year now. So which is like you have to have a sponsor. Someone has to be writing a check for you. So
will we ever see another black driver in Formula 1?
Oh yeah, for sure.
When? Because there's nobody in the F2. I don't see anybody. F3, there's nobody. So where are they coming from?
Well, it's the same thing when Tiger Woods became a golfer. They expected 50,000 black guys to end up in the pro tour, which is like being a professional is like there's a difference between golfing and being a professional.
Right. And
to get there and to have the mentality, all those people are standing around you yelling at you the whole time while you're playing golf. That right there alone would be very different.
But didn't you think there would be more golfers, professional golfers after Tiger Woods? Like where is like I see more black people on the golf course.
There you go. Well, that's what he was always good.
Definitely see who's the next pro that's in the top 10. There's nobody.
Well, the other thing about
and as far as Formula One, there's nobody. I thought Lewis would be like trying to spend some of his money to find the next him.
Well, and just not a black person, but poor.
Just somebody, yeah.
We need the driver pool needs to be everybody.
Yes.
Jimmy Johnson came from nothing. His family they weren't poor, but they weren't even middle class.
Right.
You know, they lived in a trailer park in San Diego for most of his life.
You have more of a chance in IndyCar and NASCAR?
No,
I'm just saying, do you think there's more of a chance for the normal everyday person?
That's the problem is like the feeder series is so freaking expensive and everything. Mm-hmm. It's NASCAR, you have more drivers, but there's only really 20 seats in NASCAR where you're going to win. Mm-hmm. But that's a lot more than in IndyCar. Basically, every car
has a chance.
You can win.
Right.
Formula One, it's obviously the 3 teams, and right now it's the 1 team. So I'm just going to Formula One is like it's hard to get there and it's hard to stay there. Yeah. And if you look at all the Formula One drivers who are in IndyCar right now, you know, Ericsson won the Indy 5. He won the Indy 500. Grosjean's on a good team. He always is
Sato's
top 5 guy. He hasn't won a race yet, but
Rossi's out there.
Oh, well, Rossi he's an American, but where is he? Is he racing with the McLaren team now?
I know he's in IndyCar. He
does
well. He's a top 10er.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a solid driver, but they didn't have no one ever gave him a spot in Formula One. He was on the backmarker team with the Marussia team,
right,
and the Caterham team, which was just.
And they're talking about Herta trying to get him into Formula One, but now they're talking about
and Palou
points.
Well, at the end of this year, he'll have enough super license points.
Yeah.
So, but I don't.
Where's the spot going to be though?
Well, if the Andretti buys the team.
If they let Andretti in.
Oh, they're going to let him in. They got the money. They have Cadillac behind him.
saying no.
That's
I mean, they're bringing in
fucking
Audi.
nonsense.
They're bringing in Audi first.
No, Audi bought into the. They bought the team though. That's what they did. That's what. So Andretti could do one of two things. Because supposedly Formula One are going to have two more teams.
Okay.
So
Ford's supposed to be linked to.
no, Ford's already
going to be a manufacturer for the engines.
No, Red Bull. They're Red Bull.
They're going to do the engine.
No, but they're just giving them money. Red Bull's going to do the engines.
Okay.
Ford's not doing anything but giving them money. So
Just to get the Ford name on there.
yeah, and then the Honda's going to Aston Martin.
Right.
And then they're going to bring in Cadillac is coming because they have money and they have a big time sponsor coming. They're building a factory.
Cadillac.
No, Michael Andretti is building a brand new Formula One factory in Indiana, real close to Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. Done deal. If he's building a factory, he's buying a team. It's just it depends on, is he going to buy the Haas team? The Williams team could possibly be up for sale. You know, are they just giving their own team? So
I think they should add two more teams to the grid, to the current grid.
Well, yeah, that would be four. There'd be 4 more drivers. There would be 12 teams. Because remember, the last time they added teams, it didn't go so well.
Well, because the teams were underutilized as far as money.
They had no money.
Yeah.
But nowadays, because of the stupid Drive to Survive series, all these teams are worth so much more money.
Because of TV revenue.
And the same thing with NASCAR. Jesus, they're talking about to get a charter now is $30 million.
Are they going to do a Drive to Survive for NASCAR?
I don't think so. They've
done one for motorcycles. They've done one for tennis. I saw
one
kind of on bicycle racing. Bicycles they have.
Bicycles?
Yeah, they have like that type of thing. So where's the NASCAR one? Where's the IndyCar one?
I don't think they're going to. I don't know. They might do one. I can't stand the Drive to Survive. I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
We watched the one on the Tour de France on Netflix.
Was that good?
Really
Crazy.
Good. It's
Those
fire.
dudes are insane.
It's fire.
And they're all on drugs.
And my wife doesn't normally binge watch shows. She watched one with me. And watched the whole damn series. Right there. Made some popcorn. It was great. Anyhow,
Okay, what's next?
Well, what do you think of my...
I think that's the most obnoxious sweatshirt ever in the history of obnoxious sweatshirts. But
it's great advertising.
No one will miss you.
America.
You need to put a black cowboy hat on if you're going to wear that.
I should. I'm going to get a black cowboy. I have boots. I just need the hat. Do you have a hat?
I don't wear hats. Look at this head of hair. Would you put a hat on this head of hair?
I would. Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
No, you never.
Do you have cowboy boots?
No.
Why?
I'm not a redneck.
But you're red.
I do red. I do.
Red.
I read. I read.
I think we should have a show.
I'm not wearing cowboy boots or a cowboy hat unless someone pays me. If you can get us paid, I'll wear whatever. I'll wear a dress if I have to.
I'm not wearing a dress.
Why not? They're super comfortable though. Anyway,
join us for our next show when we review.
There's nothing to review. We know what's going to happen. It's like
I don't know how that's going to work.
It's like we read the book and now we're going to go see the movie. You know? Yeah. It's like
I'm almost thinking maybe I should come to your house and watch the race because I leave that day for Italy.
Oh no, I'm working a double on Sunday.
Are you?
Yeah, I get up at 7. I get home at midnight.
Because I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do. Is there a break? There's no break. There's this. It goes Dutch Grand Prix.
Well, when do you leave? When do you leave for
Sunday.
Milan? Oh, well, then you're going to have to do it when you get back.
Yeah, and then it goes right to Monza.
And how long are you gone for?
Just like 8-9 days.
All right, there you go. Is this your second trip to Europe this year?
It is.
God, you were balling out this year.
I'm a straight gangster bitch.
Just don't catch yourself on fire at work and you're going to be good. Do you go into buildings anymore?
Yeah, I just had 2 fire. I had a 4th alarm and a 3rd alarm in a row.
What happened with that?
2 days in a row, 2 fires.
That dude who blew up the house in the sunset you sent me a picture of.
I don't know what happened to him.
Somebody got in a lot of trouble, I'm sure.
I don't find out, when something happens, I don't care enough to find out what
But you sent me that picture and it was like, God, it was on TV and everything.
Dude, that house was destroyed.
The whole house?
It was an explosion.
But the 2 houses next to it weren't that damaged. It's like, that's so crazy.
It's like the blue umbrellas in this Maui thing where there's total destruction and then there's a blue umbrella and
And nothing.
Standing
It's still, yeah.
in the blue car, and so it's like the beam skipped over the car. It's strange.
Yeah, like when I was driving
strange.
Anyways,
We really got off the beaten subject.
anyways, so when Sherman comes back from his European vacation, which I don't get to go on,
You can go anywhere you want. You're a grown man.
now I got to get my
You're
stupid
not
passport.
married. You don't have any kids.
I know, but I can't
You
go
don't
because
have a passport?
I do have a passport, but it expired, and I've sent it in like
Come on,
3
dude.
times to get it renewed, and they won't renew it.
Well, of course they will.
Dude, I sent it in. They said, this is the wrong paperwork. Fill out this one. I filled out that one.
Fill it out
Then they
online.
sent, no, you can't fill it out
Yeah, you
online.
can.
No, you can't.
I did it.
How?
I renewed my passport online.
It said you couldn't do it that way.
Oh, you're a knucklehead, dude.
Oh my God. I've
Get
been,
Zeki to help you.
Zeki said it's going to cost $1,000 for this guy.
Dude, it costs. It's like $120.
It's free. It's free.
No, but you have to pay for something to renew.
Anyways, I've been
very
having
easy.
issues with my. If anyone wants to leave descriptions, if you've had issues too, because they're having big time issues over there. I don't know what the deal is.
Break.
Anyways, we'll see you after the Italian Grand Prix.
Everybody, please help this kid. Remember to comment, like, subscribe to our channel. Leave some type of well wishes for this guy. The guy has a brain issue. He doesn't know how to use a computer to renew his passport.
Can't renew a passport online. I don't know where he figured that out at. But anyways,
Keep
on that note,
racing, everybody.
oh
I mean, how do you not be able to do a passport?
no, because the last time I got mine, I just sent it in and they sent it to me. So,
You set it up wrong, dude.
dude, they told me to fill out this form. I filled it out. I sent it in, and then they said that's the wrong form. You act like I did something wrong.